Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to create your own custom cut-in animations for monster summons in MDPro3. Since this video took a lot of effort, I hope you appreciate the video. Like the video, comment and subscribe. Also, since this video is a bit more complicated, make sure you're up for the challenge, grab a cup of coffee and then let's go. First we will install all the required software. I already have MDPro3 installed. If you don't have it yet, make sure to watch my video on installing MDPro3 and also install all the existing updates. Currently the latest version is version 1.3.6. We will proceed to install UABEA. This is a software from GitHub. Open your browser and paste the URL to the project repository. Next you go to releases and you will download the Windows version right here. You open up the archive and you extract it into a folder called UABEA, which you create wherever you want, for example on the desktop. Next you select all of the files and folders and drag them into the UABEA folder that you just created. Okay, we can close the window and install the next software, which is SpinePro. For this we will download it from a Google Drive link. I will paste it in the browser again and then download the software SpinePro version 3.8.75 for Windows. Download. If you want the latest version and support the Spine development, you can also download it from the official website and pay to get the Pro version. However, we will be downloading an older version for free. Alright, we click on download anyway. And now the RAR file is also downloading. In order to open the RAR file, you need WinRAR installed, which is a standard software for Windows. I don't show you how to install it in this video, but it should be installed on pretty much every computer. Next, you will unpack the SpinePro folder onto the desktop as well. This might take a little bit to unpack all the files. Okay, now we close this window and we can open up the SpinePro folder. It shows a README and a setup. We will enter the setup directory and we run the install bat file. Okay, now that Spine is installed, we can close the folder and we can run Spine. Alright, so Spine has loaded successfully and our Pro version is also activated. Next we need to install Python in order to run a Python script, so we go to the official Python website. python.org. Here we will install the latest Python version. In this case it's 3.14.2. We run the exe. In order to install, we can tick these boxes, install now, and confirm the user access control prompt. Okay, so the setup was successful. We can close the setup. And now we proceed with the next step by downloading the spinesequence.python script using Mega. So paste the download link into your browser. Here we click on download and it will download the file. Here we have the spinesequence.py script. We will cut it and we will paste it on the desktop. Next you create a folder called animation modding. You can call it whatever you want, but this is just to stay organized. Then you open up the folder and you drag the spine sequence Python script into it. Now we will take a default animation file from the game's installation folder. So right click your MDPro3, open file location, then enter the following file path: MDPro3_data, standalone Windows 64, and monster cut-in 2. Then search for the file 380 and so on. You select it, you copy it, and you paste it in the animation modding folder. Now you have these two files in here. The next step is to get ourselves an animation video file .mp4, so we will download an example one. Again, paste the download link for the Discord mp4 file, which is the Spongebob Yu-Gi-Oh! mp4 file, which shows Spongebob laying down cards like this. This will be our animation that we will import in MDPro3. So we will take this file and also cut it and paste it on the desktop. Alright, next we need to split our MP4 video into PNG sequences. For that we will use the website easygif.com. So you go to it in your browser. Here you can reject all cookies and you choose the MP4 file, you just download it. Alright, next you click on upload video. Next we want to click on the convert to PNG button here. It gives us all these PNG images and we can download the frames as zip file by clicking here. Now that we have the zip file, we can also extract them into our animation modding folder. Okay, now you can close this window, and in that window we will create another folder called First Export. Then we will paste all the PNGs in it. Next you also move the spine sequence into the First Export folder and enter the folder. Now you will hold the Shift key and right click in order to get the option Open in Terminal or Open PowerShell window here. We will use Open in Terminal. Now it will open a terminal in this location, and that allows us to run commands from the command line. We will type in the command python spine_sequence.py --output, call it whatever we want, Spongebob.json --images star.png --framerate 22, and press enter in order to run the script. Since we got an error that the module named imghdr doesn't exist, we still have to install this module using python pip. So now run the command pip install standard-imghdr and press enter. Now that it's installed, we can run the spine script once again. Alright, it now successfully created the JSON file which we wanted to create. We can minimize this window and continue from here. Now we load the JSON file in Spine by clicking on New Project in Spine, and then dragging and dropping the JSON file into Spine. Here you hit import. Now you have successfully imported the JSON. Next you click on Setup, which is here. Now you can see the animation running in a loop by pressing the play button. Alright, so SpongeBob is dispensing the cards. We can stop it again. Here you should also make sure that the animation is around the origin point so that it will show up well in MDPro3. Then when you're happy with it, you can open the spine window here and click on export. Next you need to make sure to have the correct export settings. So make sure to set pretty print, you set texture atlas pack, Next, you also click on Pack Settings and you will change the following. You will tick power of 2 and that's it. You click on OK. Then you also choose the output folder, which should be number 2 build folder, which you create like this. Then you select this folder and you confirm to export. You only have to set the export settings once because Spine will remember them. We can close Spine. Next, we rename the 3.8 file to the passcode we want to mod, such as the custom ID 1501 and 4x0. Now we use the program UABEA and open the file in it. We scroll down to find the exe and run the exe. Now we double check the build folder to see what we exported. It should look like this: an atlas file, a PNG and a JSON file. First, before we continue, we need to do a few edits to the JSON and atlas files so we can work with them later. For that we will use the program Notepad++, so we will start it. Alright, we drag the atlas file into Notepad. Here we have to edit the file name to the card ID which we want to mod. So in that case it's this one. We copy it and we paste it here. Then we save it and we close the file. For the JSON file, we need to modify something else. So again, we open up the JSON file and we replace the images value with ./images/ and the audio will be left empty. And we save again. Here you can also modify the width and height of the animation. If it doesn't look good, you can adjust it later here. But for now we can close this file. For the next step, you should disable hiding file extensions in Windows. So you need to open up the folder settings. Go to View and untick hide extensions for known file types. I already have it unticked, but yours should be unticked now. This is not the default setting on Windows, but it's very useful for renaming files. So now you will rename this to also the id.atlas.text and confirm with yes, and the JSON also .text. Preceding the ID and also the PNG. Now it should look like this. Now we will drag and drop the extension less animation file into UABEA. It asks us this bundle is compressed, decompressed to file or memory. We will choose memory and it's loaded. Now you click on info, another window will open. First we will add the PNG, so you select this PNG with the ID. Then you click on plugins. You click on edit texture. You click on OK. Here you will change the name to the ID. Next you click on load and select the texture. And click save. If there are any edits done, a little star will appear here in the modified column, as we can see. Next we will import the atlas file by selecting the .atlas file up here. Do not choose the one here because it won't work. So you click on this one, click on plugins, click on import text. This is why we renamed the files to .txt so that we can import them. And we will choose Atlas, open, and we have another star here because we imported the Atlas file. Next, we will do the same thing for the JSON. The JSON file is the text asset down here. We select it, we click on plugins, import .txt, and select the JSON file. Open, and now we have 3 stars right here. In order to properly save, we first have to click on File and Save. Okay, now the stars have disappeared. You also need to save on the main window, which might be a bit confusing. Now, as you can see, the file date has been updated and the file size has changed. Now we can copy this file into the game's installation directory. So we will select it, copy it, open the file location of MDPro3, go to the MDPro3_data folder, standalone Windows 64, monster cut in 2, and here we paste the file. And we will continue to do that. Now the file has been pasted, so we can start the game and take a look at the animation. Since we didn't define the card yet, it will say unknown card, but we can still look at the animation. As you can see, you see Spongebob dispensing the cards, so the animation is in fact playing, and the placement is a bit too high and it's really small. But we also get the divine summon animation because the card is not defined. If you want to define the card, it works the same as with custom cards. I have another video tutorial for that. You will use Data Editor X to define your card, use the same ID, and then copy the cards database to your expansions directory. With that, I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe.